えいっさ、ほいっさ。
Did you hear that?
お兄ちゃん、あれ見て。カゴ屋だよ。
Palanquin bearers? I followed Aoi's line of sight and could see a showy palanquin that looked like it had come out of a historical play. What's more, the ones carrying it were ninjas.
よーし、ストップ。止まるでござる。カナ様、こちらで本当によろしいので。
Who is Kana-sama?
このまま校門まで行ったら皆さんに見られてしまいますので。
Oh, is it the girl from last night who changed her appearance during the fight?
承知。お前たち、道を作るでござる。はっ。
あ、誰か降りてくるみたいだね。
After lowering the vessel to the ground, the palanquin bearers regrouped to form a path and respectfully bowed their heads. These guys, who already stuck out like sore thumbs in modern society, were the same ninjas I had faced yesterday. Which must mean...
いってらっしゃいませ、カナ様。
恥ずかしいです。
Just as I had expected, a short girl with bobbed hair emerged from the palanquin. That was Sakagami Kana, the current head of the Sakagami family and leader of the Protectors. Although she looked young, evidence would suggest she was around my age. As the name would suggest, the Protectors were responsible for defending humanity and the mystic treasures with their incredible strength and fighting techniques. From what I saw yesterday, they were fierce warriors with a belligerent and provocative personalities to match. Or so they were supposed to be, but she seemed completely different from how she had been acting the day before.
カナ様、やはり学園までお送りした方がよろしいのでは。
いえ、ここまでで結構です。
ですが今日は大事な始業式。カナ様の意向を新入生どもに知らしめねば。
ですから、そういうのはやめてください。ただでさえ恥ずかしいのに、これ以上目立ったら。
うわ、何あれ。目を合わせちゃダメ。あの人坂上組の組長さんだよ。
あ、それなら知ってる。坂上組って島を牛耳ってるヤクザみたいなものでしょ。
Like Yakuza? So they're criminals?
坂上組に逆らった人間は黒装束の忍者にさらわれてエゾ内海に沈められるとか。
何ガンつけとんじゃいボケ。
変なのがこっち見た。
ごめんなさい。故障ですから命だけは堪忍して。
Following the ninja's threat, the girls offered a quick old-fashioned apology and left. They had definitely gone with the flow.
また逃げられちゃいました。
Sakagami-san said that as she followed the pair of girls with her eyes and let out a small sigh. What the gossiping duo said was true. The Sakagami family employed a squadron of masked ninjas. While the other two families had their own distinctive armies at their disposal, the vast majority of the Sakagami family's personnel were elite soldiers who had successfully completed their strict training. Despite their incredible skills, they were also utterly oblivious to most common situations and would often go out shopping in their full ninja attire in broad daylight. Ninjas out in plain sight left too immense of an impact and would surely stir up a weird rumor or two. Must be pretty tough being the head of a family at such a young age.
そうだね。ため息をつきたくなる気持ちもよくわかるよ。あ、
Even though we were whispering, Sakagami-san must have noticed us and looked in our direction. It would be pretty awful of us to act too guarded around her, so perhaps a friendly greeting would be best. Morning, Sakagami-san. Nice weather, isn't it?
おはようございます。
It's not really that big of a deal.
ごめんなさい。
Being greeted and apologized to by someone hiding behind a telephone pole was a new experience for me. She was at least nice enough to say hello to me, but she was deviating further and further away from the impression I had of her. Maybe the girl from yesterday had been her twin sister or something.
お主
Hmm?
何気安くカナ様に声をかけてるでござるか。バカなの？死ぬの？
Whoa, what's all this about?
黙るでござる。口答えすると我が愛刀のサビにしちゃうでござるよ。
Whoa, you just cut my hair! Hey, you guys, this dude's legit. He's got a real sword.
いくら泣き叫んでも助けは来ないでござるよ。駐在所は島の反対側。学園周辺の警備は拙者たち坂上警備保障に一任されてるでござるからね。ニンニン。
This totally sucks.
やめてください同僚さん。痛くしちゃいけません。
ご安心召され。やるときは一緒。痛みすら与えぬでござる。
そういうことではなくて。
おむつは消毒だ。
Hey, you're not in character. You were so formal a second ago.
お願いですからやめてください。
Sakagami-san waggled around teary-eyed every which way in front of her utterly gung-ho chief. Well, shit. I couldn't believe I'd made a girl cry over this. With how ugly things had gotten, perhaps it was time to start acting a bit more serious.
こらカナに何してるのよ。
オーバッシュ。
あかりちゃん。
あかり様、いくらなんでも木刀は痛いでござる。
鍛えてるんだからこれくらい平気でしょ。それよりカナを泣かせるなんていい度胸じゃない。
もう表でござる。それと誤解でござるよ。すべての元凶はそこのアバンギャルドな若者でござって。
問答無用。
Pitiful. The chief was struck down by Kibitsumiya and practically reduced to dust. He refused to listen and got what was coming to him.
今日のところはこれくらいで勘弁されてやる。者ども撤収でござる。はっ。
The chief dropped that somewhat villainous-sounding line and retreated with his subordinates in tow. That guy really got into his role, huh? He would have been better off as an entertainer than a ninja.
大丈夫かな。
それより。
Now that Kana-san had met up with Kibitsumiya, she looked up my way with concern and timidly asked me,
大丈夫でしたか。お怪我はありませんか。
Yeah, thanks to you, I don't have a scratch on me. I appreciate it.
こちらこそありがとうございます。
After I expressed my heartfelt gratitude, she looked away and turned beet red. Was she that shy?
あら、浦部くんたちまだ学校行ってなかったの。
Yeah, the chief and I ended up bonding a little bit when I tried to say hello to Sakagami-san.
いやー本当に助かりました。あかりさんが駆けつけてくれなかったらお兄ちゃん今頃あの世行きですよ。
私は別にカナを助けようとしただけで。
You effectively rescued me, so let me show my gratitude. Thank you very much.
まあそういうことなら。
Ah, look at her blush. This girl was crazy cute when she got embarrassed. The stark contrast between Kibitsumiya's dignified behavior and Kana-san's shy demeanor was quite telling.
だからジロジロ見ないでってば。
Haha, sorry. I was just thinking about how cute it is when you blush.
またそういうこと言ってやめてよねもう。
Did I offend you?
それは別に一応褒められてるんだし。
I see. Well, thanks.
もうどうしてそこでお礼を言うのよ。あなたと話してると本当に調子狂っちゃうわね。
あかりちゃん、こちらの方々は。
紹介がまだだったわね。私の隣に引っ越してきた浦部葵ちゃんとそのお兄さんの浦部圭介くんよ。
どうも浦部葵です。
And I'm her brother, Urabe Keisuke. Nice to meet you.
坂上くなです。はじめまして。
In response to our greeting, Sakagami-san nodded her head and looked somewhat flustered. She was a strangely animated person. Coupled with her small stature, it was almost like I was dealing with a little kid.
ところであかりさん、さっきのクマさんはどうしたんですか？
ああ、あのインランテディベアなら川に流しておいたわ。今頃鮭でも取ってるんじゃないかしら。
何かあったの？あかりちゃん。
何もないわよ。ね、浦部くん。
Oh, it's actually because the bear took upskirt pics.
なんでバラすのよ。
まあまあ、そんなに恥ずかしがらなくてもいいじゃないですか。すごく綺麗でしたよ。あかりさんの引き締まった太もも。
Yeah, you've got incredible legs. They would definitely make for a tasty side dish over some drinks.
だから蒸し返さないでよ。もう。
With tears in her eyes, Akari-san squatted down in place and clamped her hands over her ears. Despite her dignified appearance, she sure had some amusing reactions when you teased her.
浦部さん。
Hmm? Wait, she ran away again?
ごめんなさい。お兄ちゃん、警戒されてる。
Oh, shut up! I'm not doing anything to her, and I don't plan on it either.
そうよ、かな。浦部くんは怖い人じゃないわよ。だから、ね。
あかりちゃんがそう言うなら。
Sakagami-san took a step forward at Kibitsumiya's urging. It looked like she trusted her quite a bit. Wasn't there something you wanted to ask me?
はい。その、浦部さんが会ったクマさんって。
Ah yeah, we ran into some pervert wearing a bear costume earlier, and I think he said his name was Kumakichi.
やはりそうですか。兄様、また発作を起こしたのですね。
Oh, that was her brother? Hmm? I felt like there was a very strange word mixed into that last sentence. Wait, what do you mean by Nisama?
浦部くん、信じたくない気持ちはわかるけど、熊吉とカナは双子の兄弟なのよ。
なんだって。
But he's a bear! A pervert!
そうだよ。カナさんとは似ても似つかないよ。素顔はわからないけど。
二人とも落ち着いて。悲しいけどこれは事実なのよ。現実を受け入れなさい。
Gah, I see. That's unfortunate.
そうだね。残念すぎるね。何が残念なんですか？
Our eyes glazed over as we attempted to process this new information, leaving Sakagami-san to tilt her head to the side like a baby bird. She also referred to Kumakichi's perverted actions as a fit, so this sort of thing probably happened on a daily basis. You've got it rough, Sakagami-san. Not only is Kumakichi your brother, but you have to be carried around in that thing every single day.
いえ、今日は特別です。忍者さんたちがどうしてもついてくるって聞かなくて。
カナンチの忍者さんたち、忠誠心が有り余ってるからね。自分たちの当主が可愛くて仕方ないのよ。
それを言ったら、あかりちゃんちだって子供の頃は。
うちの話はしないで。
ごめん。
ううん、カナは悪くないわ。私の方こそごめんね。
あかりちゃん。
What was that all about? Did Kibitsumiya dislike talking about her family? It was strange that she lived alone when her family lived nearby.
うわー、みんな大変だよ。そろそろ行かないと遅刻しちゃうよ。
Whoa, you're right. Let's hurry. We quickly hightailed it up the hilly path and headed for the school with 2 minutes until the warning bell chimed. We were bound to make it with time to spare. However, upon reaching the school gate, a large crowd of people blocked our path. Students and staff alike were looking upwards and staring at something, namely Ura has arrived. Huh?
すごい気合の入った落書きだね。何度見ても腹立つ。絶対に許さないんだから。
You look rather pissed off about it, but do you have any idea who's behind this?
なんでもないわ。
Kibitsumiya acted flustered by my question before looking away from the gate. The other students thought of it as nothing more than a childish prank, which likely meant they were keeping yesterday's incident a secret from the general public. I guess it would be a major hit for the 3 great families, so it only made sense that they wanted to keep it under wraps.
随分と派手にやったみたいだね。生で見たらびっくりしちゃった。
For sure, this is my big academy debut. I had to make it flashy. As you might expect, Ura has arrived, was entirely my doing. This was what sparked that huge scuffle with those ninjas yesterday, as they were pretty desperate to stop me from pulling off my prank. There was more to it than that though. This graffiti was a message to the fake Ura who was hiding on this island. There's a fake Ura? I intentionally left Ura's name behind in order to get the 3 great families involved. This way, my achievements should get my enemies' attention whether they liked it or not. Now all I had to do was wait for the fake Ura to make a move. Would they panic now that the real deal had arrived and flee the island, or would they accept my challenge and show themselves? Their reaction would make it clear how magnanimous a man they were.
これって予例かな。
Okay, I'm off to the staff room.
ええ、それじゃあね。
The same to you, Sakagami-san.
はい、それでは。
I waved to both Kibitsumiya and Sakagami-san, then said goodbye. Since I was a transfer student, I couldn't join them.
案外、あの人たちと同じクラスになったりしてね。
Haha, coincidences like that never happen. We attended the same school, but there was no guarantee I'd be placed in the same class. It made me feel a little lonely, but this was where we parted ways. Then again, I was certain we would see each other again once I took action as Phantom Thief Ura. For that matter, Kibitsumiya was Aoi's next-door neighbor, so I would have plenty of opportunities to talk to her too. We may have met through my fateful prank, but what happened next was entirely up to my own efforts. If I wanted to lead a life without regrets, I needed to face forward and take that first step.
よし、お前ら、今日は転校生を紹介する。
Why is he wearing sunglasses inside?
浦部、前に出て自己紹介しろ。
Yes, sir. I stood in front of the blackboard at the instruction of the sunglasses-wearing, tough-looking teacher that now stood beside me. Then I gently jabbed outward and delivered the customary speech. I'm Urabe Keisuke, and I'll be starting school here today. I'm looking forward to working with you all today. Oh, that really got them going. Honestly, I was surprised myself. I never expected Aoi's prediction to be so accurate. Aoi and I had transferred many times due to my role as Phantom Thief Ura. However, this was unlike any reaction I previously experienced. Maybe there was a god? Now that I was classmates with Kibitsumiya and the Sakagami siblings, all primary members of the 3 great families, I couldn't help but feel like the composition of this class was somehow intentional. Had Grandpa pulled some strings to get me into this class, just like he had done with Aoi's room assignment? Promptly after I finished my introduction, the opening ceremony commenced. Every student from each class and year gathered in the gymnasium. I was sure Aoi was among the herd, breathing the same air. Miyajima Academy operated on an escalator system, which started all the way back in primary school, each with a separate building depending on the students' ages and course of study. In fact, 1/3 of the island was owned and operated by the academy itself, including the cluster of school buildings at the island's center, the community center, sports facilities, and so forth. Oh, that reminds me, Aoi seemed rather proud of herself when we first came to the island.
人を寄せつけない絶海の孤島、一度入ったら卒業するまで出られないエスカレーター式の全寮制教育施設。宮島学園はまさに青春の監獄だね。
I was sure Aoi was just trying to be clever since the neighboring town was only 20 minutes away by ferry and it wasn't a boarding school. It didn't seem like the academy accepted visitors either, although Aoi, Grandpa and I got in with ease once our documentation was in order. What's more, there was no guarantee that we could escape like Aoi suggested.
新しい役員は全て決まったな。では、これでホームルームを終了する。
Our tough-looking homeroom teacher, Saiyonji Tamaiko-sensei, put down the chalk and took a breath. The opening ceremony and choosing committee officers were the only items on today's agenda, so we would likely be heading home before the morning was over.
委員長、早速だが号令を頼む。
わかりました。起立。礼。
We concluded today's homeroom at Kibitsumiya's, our newly appointed committee chairwoman's, orders. The second the teacher left the room, the entire class bloomed with conversation. I had already dealt with the hellish barrage of questions, which was customary on the first day of transferring into a new school. It was practically effortless, especially when I knew every trick in the book to hide my identity without ever telling a lie. I wondered if things were going well with Aoi in her new class as well. Then again, she had a cheerful disposition and wasn't the least bit shy, so she'd probably made friends already. Friends, huh?
どうしたの、浦部くん。ぼーっとして。
Huh?
怒涛の質問攻めで疲労困憊と見えるな。
I turned to whoever had suddenly spoken to me to find both Kibitsumiya and Kumakichi. Seating assignments appeared to be in syllabary order, which put me near Kibitsumiya and the Sakagami siblings. We were so close we could chat while seated.
疲れてるなら飴舐める？桃味しかないけど。
Oh, thanks. I'd be happy to take some. I wasted no time rolling the candy Kibitsumiya had given me around in my mouth. Ah, it was sweet. Sweet yet delicious. I could feel its nutritious flavor coursing through my mouth and entire body. It was no substitute for alcohol, but sweets were a nice treat for my fatigued body.
さっきはすごい人気者だったわね。
Well, that kind of thing happens on your first day at a new school. Then again, I was expecting more people to talk to me once school let out. I guess everyone's busy with clubs or part-time jobs.
もしかして迷惑だった？
Not at all. I was just thinking about how I'd like to talk to all of you actually. You coming to me first helped a lot.
そう、よかった。
It appeared Kibitsumiya was trying to be considerate of me, and a sense of relief washed over her face. Actually, wait. Where's Sakagami-san?
ここにいるよ。
Not you. The cuter Sakagami-san.
すっげえな。これでも脱いだらすごいんだぞ。
In that case, Why don't you start by removing your head?
ここでかいケイスケのケベ
You don't need to be so embarrassed about it. I'm gonna turn that big fuzzy head of yours into a punching bag.
あの
Hmm?
暴力はいけないと思います。
Oh, Sakagami-san. Sakagami-san, who had been off in a corner of the room until now, shyly walked up to us. As I casually stared at that face of hers.
そんなに見られたら私わかりました。兄様の代わりに脱ぎます。
What? No, stop! Where did that come from?
浦部くん、カナを泣かしたらどうなるか分かってるでしょうね。
Gah! Sakagami-san, come here. Let's have a nice, fun chat together. I called Sakagami-san over and trembled under Kibitsumiya-sama's sharp gaze. Slowly but surely, I was starting to get a feel for how to deal with these girls. For the time being, it was better to avoid making Kibitsumiya angry. It could save my life.
ほら、もっとこっちにいらっしゃい。
ですが、
カナはケイスケのことが嫌いなのかな。
いえ、そういうわけでは。
ならこちらに来たまえ。まずは話してみないとその人がいい人か悪い人かわからないだろ。
はい、兄様。
At Kibitsumiya and Kumakichi's prompting, Sakagami-san timidly took a seat between them. Compared to those two, Sakagami-san was tiny and cute, truly like a doll.
私の顔に何かついていますか？
No, I was just thinking how cute and doll-like you were.
かわいいって
Huh? She fainted.
ちょっと何やってるのよ。しっかりしなさい。
ありがとう。
ごめんなさいね。この子緊張するとすぐこれだから。
I'm the one who should be sorry. Looks like my weird comment surprised her.
君なかなか見どころがあるね。カナが可愛いのは当然だが、その事実に早くも気がつくとは。どうやら立派な紳士眼の持ち主のようだ。
やめてください、兄様。恥ずかしいです。
Kumakichi's comment left Sakagami-san fidgeting and blushing all the way up to her ears. Her embarrassment only made her that much cuter, kind of like the feeling you would get while watching a bunny or a hamster.
しかし、まさか同じクラスになるなんてね。
Yeah, same here. I'm looking forward to working with you.
だが、なぜ君は男なのかね。
は？何を言ってるのあんた。
バカ者！転校生といえば美少女に限るだろう。例外は暗殺者だけだ。あんなけかわしい。ケイスケ、今すぐ葵君とチェンジしたまえ。
In your dreams! Besides, we are not even in the same year. However, I do agree with the opinion that transfer students should be beautiful girls.
ほう。ソモさん、
At the ready!
委員長は
Girls in glasses with thick eyebrows and braids. Haha. Kumakichi and I exchanged fearless smiles and firmly shook each other's hands. One thing had been clear from the moment we'd met. He and I would be fast friends.
よかった。浦部さん、兄様と仲良しさんになったんですね。
Yeah, Kumakichi and I are...
ソウルメイトさ。そっちから振ったんだから何か言って。
So, what sort of books have you been reading lately, Kibitsumiya?
無視すんなや。泣くぞ。泣いて陸の上で溺死するぞ。
Shut up! If you want to drown so badly, I'll toss you in the river again.
お二人とも本当に仲良しさんですね。
A smile crept across Sakagami-san's lips as Kumakichi broke down into tears. I guess she wasn't his sister for nothing. Her ability to ignore her brother was impressive. You guys seem to get along pretty well, but are the two of you always together?
家同士が仲がいいのもありまして、何をするにもあかりちゃんと一緒のことが多いです。
まあいわゆる幼馴染ってやつね。熊吉はいらないけど。
そんな、僕も混ぜてよ。貴重な男の幼馴染なんだよ。
ほんと男の幼馴染があなたみたいのしかいなくて残念だわ。
Kibitsumiya shot him an amused smile. They really did look close. Childhood friends, huh? Since Aoi and I had moved around all over the place as fandom thief Ura, we didn't have a single person we could call a close or childhood friend. I had dated girls before, oh really? But our relationships never developed into anything especially deep. They were always half-hearted and we grew apart. Would my academy life come to an end without forming any meaningful friendships once again?